I'm Kate.
I'm Allison.
And I'm Sonya.
And today we are dishing from the famed G Steakhouse at the W Hotel in Washington, D.C. This is a treat of gargantuan proportions.
And it's just steps away from the White House. It's in the heart of historic Washington. And you will make history when you have some of the wonderful French food with Asian flavors that I absolutely love.
Oh my goodness, we have so many wonderful things on the table today. Check out this 20-ounce ribeye. Can you believe that? And then you might think that it's a normal crispy organic chicken, but when you pair it with bok choy, you get a little bit of that Asian flavor. Check out the butternut squash soup. Doesn't that look yummy? I can't even believe that those are beef short ribs. We can't take our fingers off the black truffle cheese fritters, and to finish it all off, some J&G cheesecake.
Magnifique. Hello, today we are dishing with Crystal Bailey, who is going to talk to us about etiquette and holiday manners, which we all seem to lose our manners a little bit in the holiday, pushing and shoving to get deals, the stress of it all. So we are so thrilled to have you. Welcome to the District Dish.
Thank you, thank you.
Now this is a place where, you know, we talk about diplomacy a lot, but etiquette can kind of get lost in the mix. So we're sitting here at a very nice place with our forks and our knives and our napkins, and we want to talk to you a little bit about dining etiquette, but then we also want to talk about a number of other things. So what's the number one thing that people are doing wrong?
Okay, absolutely with dining, it's just the idea of rushing your meal, recognizing the fact that you're really fellowshipping when you're dining, and so you should take your time to eat.
Nobody wants to rush this.
Oh, goodness, no. I'm very I actually want to rush to it, though. But there's so many small little things with dining etiquette, you know, knowing how to hold your fork and knife, the different styles. There's continental style and then
what does
American
that mean?
style.
Tell us.
Okay, so for instance, with the American style, we zigzag. So we make our cut, then we switch, do that, and eat.
Oh, that takes so much time.
Zigzag.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't be rushing.
I do that. I do.
Okay.
I do.
Right.
So you're
Asian style.
Right. So that's the European style.
right, I'm
So
European.
you're taking a small cut.
Small cut. Small cut.
Small cut. Right. We're not cutting the whole pancake or the whole steak at once.
I might be.
And then taking that savory bite.
Oh, you know what? I do that. I cut everything at once. I like
I
got
do
a small
too.
child sitting next to me. I just realized, oh, that's not good.
Yes, that's the only person that it's okay for is for small
Small
children. If
children
you're cutting
we reach.
if I would be cutting for you.
Okay. Well, you know, in
Or
this
your
town,
husband.
people are always meeting new people. You're going on business meetings. What is the appropriate way of ordering when you have been invited to a business meal? So I am the guest. Somebody's invited me.
Okay.
Should I order first when they come to me? How do I know that I'm not ordering something that's too expensive
Okay.
and
Well,
ruining my chances of closing the deal? I mean,
that's
really, that's what
important.
it is.
Absolutely. So one of the big things is making sure that it's even and equal. So you'll be guided by your host, and if your host orders 3 courses, then you would want to order 3 courses. If you're ordering 2, then you're kind of the odd man out with sitting there while that other person's enjoying their soup or dessert. So that would be the main thing, is remembering to keep it even. So follow your host, cues from your host, and deciding on what to order. Of course, you wouldn't order the most expensive thing.
Right. I'll have the lobster.
But you also wouldn't, order the cheapest thing on the menu just.
And are
Middle
you
of the
seeing
road.
people drinking alcohol much during the day or at dinner? Is that still common for business dinners or just outings? I know that we used to have a 3-martini lunch. I don't think that's very
Nobody's
common
getting any
anymore.
work done after that.
That's great. I love it.
Back in the day, Mad Men.
Okay. No, absolutely. People are enjoying and the libations during lunch, but with anything, you want to, of course, control yourself, especially with a business lunch. So I would keep it to 1 or 2. But again, you want to balance what your host is doing. So if they're enjoying a cocktail and you drink, enjoy one as well.
Let's take ourselves out of the amazing J&G and let's go to someone's house.
Okay.
Wait, how do manners change whenever we take ourselves out of a really public setting and take ourselves into a more informal setting? Or do they?
You really want to keep the same principle in mind of, decorum. And so with going to someone's house, though, you definitely get to have a more relaxed feel.
Do I have to take a gift every time I go to someone's house?
You are very good
little
about that, though.
something.
You're
I
very
mean,
good
I'm
at that.
Southern. I was taught that we're supposed to take, it's a housewarming or otherwise.
A
you
jam,
take
a soap, a
Absolutely.
wine.
Just something, I happen to think of you. Is really a wonderful gesture to do, and it probably doesn't happen that much here in DC. You are raised in the South as well as I, but really bringing something, it's a nice gesture. Or sending a thank you note after.
During the holidays too.
Absolutely, even if it's a bottle of wine or something like that, and understanding that they may have already created their pairings for the evening, so they may not enjoy the wine at that time, but just to bring a little small something. And if someone brings you something, you don't feel like you have to, open this bottle of wine right at that time, but just say, oh, thanks, we'll certainly enjoy this with such and such.
Okay, so we've talked about when we're the guests, what do we do?
Okay.
What if we have rude people over to our house? How do we deal with rude people?
Yes.
Well, one of the things,
When
especially
people are touching my
In
things.
the
Grinning and
South,
bearing
we
it
turn
is
the
hard.
hose on them.
put all your good stuff up would be the first rule.
Okay.
I would think.
Hide the good
This.
things. Hide the good
Yes.
news. Okay.
Anything you're concerned about, I would definitely put up, because with holiday parties, they get wild and crazy, so you might want to put that fine china up. But also remembering, and this is just from the legal standpoint, that there are a lot of issues with having people over and filling them up with drinks and then sending them out the door. Making sure that your guests have a way to get home safely
Yes.
during the holidays is important.
So you've done a number of things. How did you become an etiquette expert? Tell us a little bit about your background in etiquette and why everyone should trust you.
Okay.
Crystal Bailey is just a classy lady.
Yes, I love
So, I guess just from the time of a little girl, I was always in my godmother's, living room, looking at her etiquette books, and it just struck me that you can really go through society and you can move throughout the world just by knowing a few simple things and understanding different cultures and social norms. And it's always been something I wanted to do. I'm a pageant girl, so I think that all kind of flows with it.
But it's something of a lost art a bit, do you think? And does that frustrate you as someone who's trying to teach about etiquette and trying to promote etiquette, what you see around you? You kind of just say, come to my class.
I say that all the time to myself. But really, I think people are understanding, that there is a great need for it. So I haven't, really met with someone saying, oh, I don't want, etiquette training or to learn more.
Well, I think people can be intimidated. Oh, well, where do I put the fork? Where do I do this? But one of the things that I had heard that I think that makes the most sense is it all is to make everybody else feel comfortable.
Absolutely.
Etiquette is not about beating people over the head with rules.
It's not, and it's not about being perfect. And for me, it's not your grandmother's etiquette. I really focus a lot on netiquette, which is doing etiquette, yes. So emails, blogging, the etiquette of posting something using Facebook, anything that has to do with the cyber realm is etiquette.
So where can people find you when we're not dishing with you on the District Dish?
And
to
you
find
must
out
type
more?
with your fingers up when you're doing a search.
And with a British accent.
Yes, at WashingtonEtiquette.com.
And you offer classes as well as one-on-one lessons.
Yes, I do. I offer adult classes, children's classes, even the little Girl Scouts. I work with them as well. So just a whole realm. I do dining etiquette events. I have one coming up at Charlie Palmer's. So a whole realm of things.
That's
so
lovely.
if you need to know how to hold your fork and knife or what to do whenever crazy people come over to the house, the holidays are coming up, and this is something that we really need to know. Crystal, thanks so much.
Santa's
for
watching.
Santa's watching.
Don't
and
be
so
naughty.
Are we.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thanks so much. As always, thank you for watching. We'll see you right here next time on the District Dish.